Welcome to this explainer. When we watch football, we're mostly focused on the dazzling footwork, the crazy tactical formations, the goals, right? But today, we're pulling back the curtain on the hidden mechanics of FIFA rule number 4, because there is a whole unseen layer of mechanical and safety protocols governing exactly what every single player on that pitch is wearing. Picture this for a second. You're at the World Cup final. The stadium is literally shaking, the cameras are flashing, and the world's biggest football superstar is standing right at the edge of the pitch, totally ready to sub into the most important match of their life. But the referee puts a hand up and says, no, you can't play. It's not a red card. It's not some sudden hamstring injury. It is because of a simple, delicate gold necklace hanging around their neck. Sounds kind of unbelievable, right? I mean, could a tiny piece of everyday jewelry really bench a multi-million-dollar athlete? Yes, absolutely. Okay, let's dive into this. Because this totally baffling scenario is completely governed by a foundational law of the game, FIFA rule number 4, player equipment. See, this isn't just a basic dress code. It's a comprehensive set of official regulations designed to guarantee the safety and standardization of all gear worn on the pitch. And the incredible thing about this rule is just how universal it is. It really doesn't matter if you're playing in a muddy park on a Sunday morning with your mates or walking out into a massive stadium for a Champions League final. Rule number 4 applies everywhere. No one is above it.
To really grasp why this rule is enforced so strictly, we kind of have to look at the physics of the sport. Football is incredibly fast and physical. You've got 22 elite athletes out there sprinting, sliding, jumping, and colliding at top speed. The kinetic energy in a standard tackle is just immense. Without a strict, standardized baseline of protective gear, routine collisions would easily result in career-ending trauma. So Rule 4 exists to mitigate that exact physics problem.
Let's look at Section 1, the Core 5, the compulsory gear. Every single player is mandated to wear exactly 5 compulsory pieces of equipment. We're talking the jersey, shorts, socks, shin guards, and football boots. If a player is missing even one of these items, there is no way they're crossing that white line onto the pitch. It might seem like a super basic list, but each item has been highly optimized for the extreme demands of the modern game. First up, the jersey and the shorts. Now, these aren't just for uniform aesthetics, they're strictly regulated for referees who have to make split-second decisions. The numbers have to be highly visible so refs can instantly identify fouls, while modern shorts are engineered from hyper-lightweight synthetics to ensure absolutely zero friction during those high-velocity slide tackles. Now, what's really interesting here is the true regulated purpose of the football sock. You might think they're just long socks to keep the players' calves warm, or just to complete the kit's look, but they actually have a highly specific, hidden function. Football socks exist primarily to hold the shin guards firmly and securely in place. Players are constantly shifting direction out there, and if those shin guards are sliding all over the place, they aren't protecting the bone. The tight elasticity of the sock acts as a binding agent, keeping the armor exactly where it needs to be. And speaking of that armor, we arrive at the shin guards. You could honestly argue this is the single most critical safety item on the entire list. Think about the mechanics of a slide tackle. Cleats are flying in, the lower leg is totally exposed. A direct kick to an unprotected shin carries a terrifying amount of force. Shin guards are engineered specifically to absorb and disperse that trauma. By mandating these, FIFA drastically cuts down the risk of players suffering severe bone fractures during high-speed challenges. Finally, the boots. And the stud configuration on the bottom isn't just a free-for-all, it's heavily monitored. Referees actually check these to make sure players aren't wearing dangerous, sharpened metal studs and that the grip is appropriate for the specific pitch, whether that's natural grass or artificial turf. The boot anchors the player's power, but only within the exact legal parameters set by the ref. Moving right along to Section 2, banned from the pitch, the prohibited items. This is where referees draw a really hard line. Players are completely prohibited from wearing any jewelry. No necklaces, no rings, watches, bracelets, or earrings. None of it. Before a single whistle is even blown, you'll often see referees standing in the tunnel, systematically inspecting every single player. They're checking hands, necks, ears, kind of like a strict principal checking the school uniform code. If a ref spots any of these items, the player has a simple choice. Take it off immediately, or you don't play. So why such a zero-tolerance policy? Well, on a football pitch, an everyday, harmless-looking piece of jewelry transforms into a massive hazard. Imagine a corner kick where 5 players are jumping into the air together, shoulder to shoulder. A stray finger gets caught in a metal necklace, or a ring catches on a jersey during a fall. In these super fast-paced collisions, a tiny metal object can easily tear skin, snag on equipment, and cause severe lacerations, not just to the player wearing it, but to their opponents too. The risk is just way too high. Section 3. The goalkeeper exception, standing out from the crowd. Now, this brilliantly illustrates a very specific caveat designed just for the goalkeeper. Their jersey must be a completely distinct clashing color from their own teammates, the opposing team, and the referees. Why? Because the penalty box is absolute chaos. When a ball is crossed into the box and 20 players are scrambling, the referee and the players need to recognize in a literal millisecond who is legally allowed to use their hands. If the goalie blended in with the outfield players, it would cause instant confusion in those fast-moving, high-stakes situations. So they are forced to stand out. Section 4. Mid-game chaos. Enforcement of rule number 4. Let's look at a real-time scenario. The game is tied, it's the 70th minute, and the intensity is through the roof. Suddenly, a player gets stepped on and their boot completely snaps in half. Or maybe a harsh tackle rips their sock and the shin guard falls right out onto the grass. The gear is broken mid-match. So what happens? Does the player just keep going? Do they just toss the broken gear to the sideline and play on with one boot? Absolutely not. Rule number 4 has a super strict protocol for this exact chaos. Step 1. The referee stops play, but only when it's safe and doesn't mess up an immediate attacking advantage. Step 2. The player is forced to physically leave the field of play to fix their gear or get a replacement. They cannot just stand on the pitch and fix it. And Step 3. They have to wait on the sideline until the referee can officially inspect the replaced equipment and confirm it's safe and legal. Only then can they re-enter. So if your gear breaks, your team is literally forced to play a man down during a live match while you fix it. The stakes are huge. So the crucial point here is that safety always comes first. The strict enforcement of this rule, forcing a player to wait on the sidelines while their team suffers a man down just to put a shin guard back in, it isn't about being bureaucratic or just punishing players. It's about mitigating risk. It ensures that the match remains professional, fair, and above all, mechanically safe for every single person on the pitch. So we've seen how they control the player's armor, but what about the person enforcing it all? Are you ready to discover the secret, almost dictatorial powers hidden in FIFA rule number 5, the referee? In our next explainer, we're going to uncover the hidden authority referees hold that can alter a match with a single gesture. Because in football, the most powerful rules are often the ones hiding right in plain sight.